Eli's story reminds us that dreams don't belong to the privileged. They belong to the persistent. You don't need permission to learn. You just need curiosity, courage, and the belief that your mind still matters, even when the world overlooks you. So next time you walk past a campus, a school, or even a library, remember, someone out there is learning under streetlights, chasing the same knowledge you take for granted. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs a little hope today. And don't forget to comment below. Where are you watching from? Because stories like this belong to all of us. He slept in a train station every night, but every morning he walked into Harvard University, one of the most elite schools in the world, like he belonged there. No student card, no home, a backpack, a notebook, and a dream too big to fit inside any shelter. Before we begin, comment below where you're watching from. Country, city, or region are you in? Seeing how far these stories travel? Maybe you'll find that this one touches you, no matter where you live. Eli Turner, a 17-year-old kid who had everything once: a family, a house, a plan. Life flipped upside down. Eli was 15. His mom passed away from cancer. His father, broken by loss and debt, left town soon after. Left Eli, just a teenager, with no home, no savings, and no one to call. Months. He drifted between shelters around Boston. Did odd jobs, washing dishes, sweeping gas stations, just to afford a sandwich and a bus ticket. Every time he passed by Harvard's red brick gates, he slowed down. Used to tell himself, people like me don't walk in there. But something about that place, the energy, the ambition, the noise of minds working, pulled him. Afternoon, he stood outside a lecture hall window, listening. Professor's words about the power of ideas to change society hit him so hard, he forgot to breathe. That's when Eli made a decision. If life wouldn't give him a classroom, he'd find one himself. At dawn, when the campus was still quiet, Eli would sneak in. He'd blend in with the early crowd, hoodie up, notebook in hand, pretending to be late for class. No one noticed him. To them, he looked like any other student, maybe a freshman, maybe someone's friend. But when the lecture began, Eli wasn't thinking about food or where he'd sleep that night. He was thinking about how the human brain learns, how businesses grow, how technology shapes the future. He sat quietly at the back, absorbing every word, every pause, every idea. At night, he'd return to the train station and rewrite his notes under a flickering light, whispering terms to himself so he wouldn't forget. Can you imagine that? Learning economics while people argue next to you, while the cold metal bench is your bed? One day, a janitor named Luis noticed him. He saw Eli scribbling equations at midnight. "You're not like the others," Luis said. "Why don't you sleep at a shelter?" Eli smiled. "I did, but I learned better here." Luis didn't ask more questions. He just started bringing him leftover sandwiches from the campus cafe. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Eli attended psychology, economics, even philosophy lectures. He read discarded textbooks from the library's recycling bin. He listened to podcasts through broken headphones someone had thrown away. But inside, he was haunted by a secret fear. What if they find out I don't belong here? It happened on a cold November morning. Eli slipped into a crowded lecture. Modern Ethics, taught by Professor Dawson, one of Harvard's most respected teachers. The class was discussing moral responsibility. Would you steal bread to feed your starving family? Eli raised his hand. He didn't mean to. It just happened. Words tumbled out before he could stop them. "If you've been hungry long enough," he said, "you stop thinking about right or wrong. You just hope someone will see you before it's too late." The room went silent. Every eye turned to him. Professor Dawson tilted his head. "What's your name, son?" Eli hesitated. "Eli Turner. I don't see you on my roster," the professor said. He could have run. lied, but instead he told the truth. He told them everything. How he lost his parents, how he slept in train stations, how he'd been sitting quietly at the back of classrooms for months, just trying to learn. No one spoke. The professor walked up, put a hand on his shoulder, and said softly, "You may not be on paper, Eli, but you belong here more than most." Word spread across campus. Students started noticing the boy with the old notebook and tired eyes. One donated a coat. Another gave him a used laptop. Professor Dawson met with the dean, and 2 weeks later, something unbelievable happened. Harvard announced a new community audit program, allowing disadvantaged youth to sit in on lectures officially. Eli became the first registered student under that program. He wasn't earning grades or credits, but he earned something far greater: hope. He eventually got a scholarship to a smaller university through the connections he made at Harvard. Today, Eli works as a youth counselor, helping other homeless teens find purpose and education again. Sometimes he visits Harvard, not as a secret shadow in the back row, but as a guest speaker. He always ends his talks with one line: "Education isn't what's written on your transcript, it's what you refuse to stop learning, no matter where you sleep at night." Eli's story reminds us that dreams don't belong to the privileged. They belong to the persistent. You don't need permission to learn. You just need curiosity, courage, and the belief that your mind still matters, even when the world overlooks you. So next time you walk past a campus, a school, or even a library, remember, someone out there is learning under streetlights, chasing the same knowledge you take for granted. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs a little hope today.